Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. So I have been tagged on one of these tags with the different questions. I was tagged by Kathy of Kathy's Favorite Things, and the tag is called Quarantine Tag Life. Now, I tend to ramble on and make a long video. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag the people that I'm going to tag right now. I'm gonna let you know at the beginning of the video so that you 5 can really pay attention. And I will try to remember to put the questions in the description box, and if I don't, please just remind me and I will put them in there. So I am tagging Life with Nicole Marie, California Karen, Life with Mike, Zesty Girl, and Colette Fry. Okay, I'm gonna tag those 5, and I am going to actually try to put the links to their channels in the description box as well. I'd like you to go over and visit with them. Life with Nicole Marie started a new channel, so she's really trying to get to 100 subs. California Karen is a fairly new channel as well. I'm not sure if she's made 100 subs or not. I think she might have. Life with Mike and Zesty Girl are both a little bigger channels. They've got a couple thousand subscribers, but I love them both. They're great people. And Colette Fry, she just hit over 100, and she is a new channel and just full of life. So those are the 5 that I'm going to tag. All right, let's get started with this quarantine life tag. Question number 1, how has work changed for you? Okay, so I work at a pharmacy, and we're an essential worker. We're essential workers, and so we stayed open. The first 2 weeks I found were very, very intense because we really didn't know what we were dealing with. They were putting a lot of fear out on us in the media, on the news, you know? So masks and gloves were required at work at all times. We had to switch our gloves out all the time. We had to wear the mask all the time. We had to sanitize everything every hour on the hour, plus if need be in between. And when I say everything, I mean all the counters, all the, the ATM pads, the signature pads for the pharmacy when you get your medication, the copy machine, the photo machine, the computer that is accessible for the customers to use. Everything had to be sanitized, the door handles, everything. So we were under a lot of stress. I was under a lot of stress anyways. I stressed about it. We did close this pharmacy down on Saturdays because they wanted each business to reduce their hours. So my boss didn't want to reduce the hours on the weekdays because we're open from 8:30 to 6. So we stayed open that, but we did close on Saturdays. I was a Saturday worker, so I did get paid up until this week for the days that I would miss through a program through the whole COVID thing. But now I work Monday through Friday. So things at work changed a lot for us. I mean, we still were working, but we were under a lot of stress, and I don't know. At first we were irritated when customers would come in for a passport, like, where are you gonna go, because we take passport pictures there. It's a big pharmacy. We have a lot of different departments, not just pharmaceuticals. So I was just under a lot of stress with customers coming in, not taking the whole virus serious. And so anyways, it has gotten better. We don't wear gloves anymore unless we choose to, because as long as we're sanitizing our hands, washing our hands, it's the same as using gloves, really. All right, question number 2. How has home life changed for you? It really hasn't changed any, actually. My husband has a job that was put on hold because of the virus, but he can work out of the house a little bit. And he's still recovering from when he was in the hospital, so he's been home pretty much 24/7. and I've been going to work. So it's really hasn't changed any at home. Our home life is the same. I think at the beginning, I was just so tired. I was looking forward to my days off. I used to get 3 days off, and now I don't. I enjoyed those 3 days off, but anyways, our home life hasn't changed that much. Do you know anyone who tested positive for the COVID-19? Personally, I only know one of my subscribers that tested positive, and she talks about it on her channel. Other than that, I don't think that I know anybody that has tested positive for it. In our county, we've only had 7 people test positive for it, and they're all back to their normal life. They're all back to work. We're a small county, but so far only 7 people have tested positive for it. What's your toilet paper situation? My toilet paper situation is fine because I'm kind of a prepper, so we had enough toilet paper at the beginning. So when toilet paper was completely gone and you couldn't get it in the stores, we still had plenty. But I just keep it like I normally do. And so when I run low, like when I use about half of my stockpile of toilet paper, I always replenish it. And now it's to the point at the grocery stores and Dollar General and Walmart, Target, most of those places you can get toilet paper. So the toilet paper situation was never an issue or a threat to us. I kind of panic about things. I bought the worst toilet paper in the world at Save More, and my husband, he's like, it reminds you of the toilet paper at the gas stations when you use back in the day when you used the gas station toilet bathrooms. I mean, back in the day when they were really bad. That's what the toilet paper reminded me. I bought 4 rolls of it, and I'm making us use it up because we're not going to waste it, but it is pretty bad. So anyway, he calls it John Wayne toilet paper. What are your grocery stores like? Okay, so when this first hit, like when they first started talking about it, but there was no masks or gloves or sneeze shields, in front of the registers, when it was just starting to take off, and we were hearing about this in China and then in Italy, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stock up on some toilet paper. I'm going to stock up on a little bit more food, which I really didn't need to. And the grocery stores were fine. And within a week, it was crazy. And in our county, we have two grocery stores in our whole county. And we were fine until people from other counties, and I'm talking from San Francisco County, which that's a 3-hour drive for them to get to us. Sacramento County is an hour drive for them to get to us. They were coming to our store and wiping us out, literally stocking up, wiping us out. Yuba and Sutter counties are adjacent. We call them our sister counties. And they were coming over here. That doesn't make me so upset so much because we go over there a lot to grocery shop or to shop in general. So I was like, okay, but I mean, and the population of over there is 100,000. They have lots of grocery stores, but they got a lot of population. So it's the people that were coming from the big cities and coming and literally wiping it out. And that's when the stores had to put limits on things. So it was crazy. Then it kind of got back to normal, but still was hard to get canned foods and that kind of stuff. I went shopping today and I came home and I told my husband, it's like we're regressing back or something. I don't know what's going on, but there was no sugar in the whole store. There was 2 bags of flour left. There was no pasta. There was no rice. There was hardly any soup mixes or canned food. It was back to in the freezer section was empty. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because it's a Sunday and I normally don't shop on Sundays. I normally shop on Mondays, and I don't think they stock on Saturday and Sundays. So maybe that's what it was, but our grocery store was wiped out today. So I I don't know. Now that I have Saturday, Sundays off, I might have to go grocery shopping one day after work. I don't know. What is your city like? Okay, so we're in a small city. We have a population of 6,000. I don't know. I would say that half the people take it serious and half the people don't. I mean, a lot of them think that it's made up, even though they read the statistics and everything. Half the people wear masks, half the people don't. So it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things. You get into the bigger towns, when I go over to Yuba City, more people are wearing masks over there. I don't see anybody with gloves on anymore. And they've kind of showed the proven study that whatever you touch with your gloves, you're touching just like you are with your hands. And if you don't keep them sanitized, you're still containing those germs from touching each thing with your gloves. So I don't see anybody with gloves on anymore. I do sanitize my hands after every single store. But our city's kind of normal, I guess. If you have kids, what's the situation like? Are they home or in daycare? So all my kids are grown. I have grandkids. And let's see. So my oldest granddaughter is 15, and of course she doesn't have school, so she stays home. And her mother and father are both basically working from home. My second son has, well, now he has 3 children. They just had the 3rd baby on Thursday. But they closed down, my granddaughter, she's 7, they closed down her school. She just stays home with, and goes to work with her parents. They have their own business, and they have a lovely extra room that they've turned into the kids' like living room. It has like a TV, couch, living, and all their toys. So they go to work with their parents. They're fine. And my youngest one here, he still goes to daycare, but the daycare rules are they cannot take any new children. They can only take the children that they've been taking, so he still goes to daycare. And my grandchildren in Montana, they've always stayed home with their mom, so well, the oldest one, she's 5, she was in school, and school got canceled, but so that's the situation with the grandkids. What are some of the negative things that have come out of this? Oh, I think Facebook is horrible. I hate to get on Facebook anymore. I don't even hardly get on Facebook because at first it was like everything was either, you were taking precautions for the COVID, or you're stupid for taking there was just so much bickering back and forth. The news would get me so stressed out. Now we have all the, what do you call them? The riots going on. We don't have it in our town. They had one, like march or whatever, and it was a peaceful march, so it was fine. But I mean, the bigger cities, I feel bad for them because those riots just got out of hand. But that has nothing to do with the pandemic. So the negative things I think that came out of this was just people are just rotten on Facebook. They're just rotten. And I'm just not, I don't post political. I don't post, that you're stupid for not believing it, or that you're stupid for being, overprotective of it. Everybody has their own opinions, and so I hardly even get on Facebook. I would say that's the most negative thing that's happened from it. What are some of the positive things that have come out of this? Well, I think, not with us at home because it's kind of normal, but I think for a lot of kids, they're doing more family activities. I mean, we see a lot of families coming into the store and buying family board games and puzzles and art supplies and stuff so that they can actually do things with their children. And so going for walks and bicycle rides with their children and playing in the backyard and the sprinklers or a little kiddie pool. And so I think the positive that's come out of all this is that some families are spending more time together and getting more quality family time together. They can't go to the movies, or they can't go to an amusement park or whatever, so they have to find things to do at home together as a family. So I think that is a positive thing. And the last question is, how has your neighborhood changed? Well, I don't have a neighborhood. So we have one neighbor. And other than that, it's not like, I know some of my neighbors were complaining that people were out walking their dogs because they were bored and didn't have anything to do, and then letting their dogs poop on their lawns or whatever. We don't have anything like that going on here. So nothing's changed as far as our neighborhood. We have one neighbor, and we don't go over and visit each other because, you know, who knows what, if you've been infected at your work or you've been infected at your work. But things are starting to calm down with the pandemic. I know there's going to be a spike. There is a spike in Yuba Sutter counties, which are close to us. There's a spike in the positive testing right now. And I think that's just because they've been testing so many people. And who knows, with them opening the gyms and, you know, the bowling alleys, movie theaters, all that they're reopening. Who knows, maybe we will have another spike. I don't know. They say we're going to, but you have to quit worrying, you know? You have to just carry on with life. So, all right. Well, those are the 10 questions. Thank you, Kathy, for tagging me. And again, Life with Mike, California Karen, Life with Nicole Marie, Zesty Girl, and Colette Fry. I'm tagging you, so I can't wait to listen to your answers. So you guys have a great night, great day, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.